Just this week, the FAA gave online retail giant Amazon.com the green light to test its air delivery drones or unmanned aerial vehicles. Joining me to discuss concerns and uses for UAVs is my guest, Lucien Miller, CEO of Innovative Designs Invista. They manufacture and distribute UAVs like this one that you brought in and put here on our studio desk. Now, Lucien, many people commonly refer to UAVs as drones, and in fact, back in January, a drone from a hobbyist inadvertently landed on the White House lawn,
That's
causing
correct.
a little bit of an issue there, but it ended up just being an error. What are the current FAA regulations for drones?
Right now, there really are no regulations. They're in the process of developing a set of regulations, and just a month ago, they released their national proposed rulemaking for people to take a look at what rules they're wanting to put in place for these drones, and that's open for comment until the middle of April. So a lot of people are making comments on what they think about those proposed laws.
And what the issues are. Let's talk about this drone that you brought in here. Who would use this type of drone, and how might they use it?
Well, this is a typical machine that like a real estate photographer may use for taking aerial photographs of a property, or somebody might be using it for construction photo updates on a job site, or amateur photographers may use one of these things just for taking pictures of scenic stuff from the air.
Well, it's pretty small, so it's marketed, it sounds like, for personal use and for commercial use to businesses.
That's correct.
Could something this size, could it interfere with small aircraft, let's say like a Cessna or something like that?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, a machine like this with a camera and all the equipment weighs about 5 pounds. So if you were to get up high enough and crash through the windshield of a small aircraft or get sucked into the engine of a jet aircraft, obviously it could cause some issues. And that's why the FAA regulations are stipulating that these things stay below 400 feet to avoid any interaction with civilian aircraft.
And that makes me, we're looking at the I guess it would be the motors or what drives it here on the counter. Are they able to go up high enough to get, let's say, like a jet line, or those fly pretty high?
Yeah, actually, these craft with enough batteries can fly as high as a couple of miles if you want to get up that high. So there are some concerns, and that's why the FAA is setting the regulations to keep them close to the ground. And in actual practice, 90% of the use of these things is done down below 100 or 200 feet at the most. So it's really not an issue staying below 400 feet.
I see them on the beach sometime looking at surfers. Today, Amazon began testing their air delivery drones.
Right.
Do you know what they're going to be looking at specifically?
Primarily, they're going to be looking at safety records. That's the main concern of the FAA, is maintaining safety records and equipment use, and how many flights are going to be able to get without incident, and just to see how the craft are going to interact in the airspace.
State Farm Insurance also says they're looking at testing drones to inspect houses after natural disasters.
Right.
What are some other innovative ways that companies are looking to use these
Well,
drones?
we're working with a company now that's using these to do precision agricultural uses for laying down fertilizers and pesticides. I mean, there's people using them for safety, like air ambulance use and other things like that.
Medical use, right?
Absolutely.
Like kind of a search and rescue, or it looks like here that they're delivering some sort of device to help somebody who's maybe had a heart trouble.
Yeah, they've got a flying defibrillator now that can actually fly into somebody that's had a heart attack and get to them in just a couple of minutes and allow somebody to resuscitate their heart. And they have said that they could probably save a couple of 100,000 lives a year with this kind of technology.
And search and rescue as well, right?
Oh,
Those
absolutely.
are being tested. I understand they're making ones that land on water, maybe?
They are. They have some that are capable of landing on water, and they're currently using them in Canada for search and rescue purposes because they have already put rules in place up there to use these devices.
There's been a lot of web chatter this week warning, it was a hobbyist, I think, with a drone. He was warned from the FAA to not post his drone footage on YouTube. What do you say to people who are concerned about UAVs or drones, invasion of their privacy?
Well, there's always been, voyeurism laws on the books for years. You can't get binoculars and look in your neighbor's window or anything like that. that. And the truth be told, on these types of craft, they usually have very wide-angle vision cameras that can't really see much detail. They're more for doing large panoramic shots. So unless one of these things is like 2 feet outside your window, they're really not going to be able to see anything. So it's really, you know, not a real concern.
All right, Lucian Miller, thanks so much for the update.
Well, thank you.